verse 28. Teachers, as the pillars of societies, are placed on earth with a special mission. One who engages himself into this mission, this vocation, and this profession needs wisdom and discernment for this noble cause. Dr. Will Tyron B. Tirol, College President, Dr. Victoriano B. Tirol III, Vice President for Administration, Jocille Marie T. Tirol Maed, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Maricel A. Tirol, Vice President for Finance, Ryan Christian A. Tirol, Assistant for Vice President for Finance, Mrs. Marisan N. Fudiranan, Dean, Liberal Arts and Education, Mr. Ronald C. Duliasen, OIC Head, Education Programs, members of the Academe, proud parents, guests, and above all, future educators. The first thing I would like to say is thank you. Not only that Crystal E. College has given me this extraordinary honor, but the weeks of fear and nausea I have endured of the thought of giving this keynote speech has made me lose weight. So it's a win-win situation. So I would like to congratulate Crystal E. College for holding this practice teachers pinning ceremony and recognition of 2021 lab passers. As an education student pioneer, I'm truly honored and humbled to be back here in my alma mater, not anymore as a student, but as a public school teacher, who is given this rare chance to be part of this historic ceremony, the conclusion, and at the same time, the commencement of our future educators' next chapter in the real teaching arena. To say that I'm honored doesn't even begin to quantify the depth of gratitude I owe Crystal E. College, being the pioneering education student and the first board passer of Liberal Arts and Education Department. I can tell you that I consider today, as I sat on this stage this afternoon, getting teary-eyed for you all. Because finally, after years of hard work, you will be sent off to the real teaching world to apply the theories, methodologies, and strategies you've earned or you learned from your 4 years of study. My hope today is to be a source of inspiration. Actually, I have wrapped my mind and heart for what I have to say to you today. I have asked myself what I wished I had known when I was your age. At my own practice teaching journey, my life after graduation, and what important lessons I have learned in the 13 years that have expired between that day and this. On this wonderful and historic day, when we gather together to celebrate the milestone of your academic success, I have decided to talk to you about empowerment, knowing who you are, checking your vitals, service and significance, and gratitude. And as you stand on the threshold of what we sometimes call real life, I would like to stress the importance of paradigm shift and resilience. Resilience. Resilience doesn't just refer to one's ability to bounce back when experiencing adversity, but also your personal capacity for positive adaptation while experiencing challenging circumstances. Despite the myriad of challenges faced by you, future educators, that has only been exacerbated by the pandemic and other calamities we experienced in both personal and professional lives, you rise above the challenge with much adaptability, creativity, and resiliency. You transformed adversity into opportunity. You engage yourself in the new normal teaching learning setup. It is not what you experienced before, not what was taught, not what was heard from the stories of your professors and instructors, but you did it. So today, we celebrate you. We celebrate your dedication to become an effective teacher. We celebrate the fruits of your labor, your sleepless nights in studying and preparing for your lessons. We celebrate your sweat and tears because of your hard work and discipline in chasing your dreams. We celebrate the love and support of the people behind your big and small wins, your family and friends, your instructors, and Crystal Lake College itself, where our dreams were put into reality, in spite of all the bustles and hustles life throw at you. Today, we celebrate one of your biggest milestones yet, one of your answered prayers. You becoming one step closer to the realization of becoming an educator. I was once in your shoes 30 years ago. I know the feeling of anxiety, disappointments, of being drained and exhausted, and the need to cope as you transition the level of difficulty of the course year after year. I can still recall how many 2 a.m.s and 3 a.m.s I have to endure just to study hard, prepare lesson materials and outputs as I juggle studies with my work as a student assistant. I could still recall being anxious of things not within the scope of my plans, as mediocrity at anything I do was never in my vocabulary those years. The fear of failing and making a bad impression, of doing or teaching something wrong, and the feeling of being nervous upon meeting superiors, school heads, and teachers in the workplace. I could still recall my board examination journey, when there were only 3 of us who graduated, but I was the only one allowed to take the board. The pressure and the obstacles I faced while having my self-reviews and while nursing my mom, who was hospitalized a week before my board exam schedule. But then again, I also remember the feeling of pure joy upon accomplishing something. Seeing the fruits of your labor through the pupils who learned from you, the influence you impacted on your learners, the smile on their faces as they hope to see you again the next day, the appreciation and commendation of school leaders, parents, and the community stakeholders for a job well done. Those fulfilling moments were so rewarding and priceless. Those moments which defined you as silent warriors and unsung heroes of today's generation. To our teacher candidates, be proud, because you successfully surpassed the requirements for pre-teaching. That only means, papakawalan na kayo ni na ma'am and sir. Papakawalan na kayo ng inyong dean. Because you are now fully equipped and ready to apply learned theories into practice to gain more perspective about the teaching profession. But let me remind you, ika nga ni Dr. Jill, papunta pa lang tayo sa exciting part. Daunting and yet exciting part. I'm not gonna lie or sugarcoat that a path you're gonna take during pre-teaching and after graduation will be easy. If you deem practice teaching as a roller coaster journey already, brace yourselves, because this is only the preparation for the real thing. Future educators, please develop your internal, moral, and emotional GPS that can tell you which way to go. Strengthen your mental, emotional, and spiritual core, because in teaching, you will be in for a lot of surprises. Because now and forever, when you Google yourself, your search results will read Graduate of 2023, Lead Board Passer, Teacher Awardee, and the like. And in this very competitive world, that is really an impressive calling card. Looking back at the process after pre-teaching, you'll undergo review or board examination. You will take the licensure board examination, and when you pass the test, you'll apply for the job. All of those are only glimpses found on the surface level of teaching. Once you land the job and receive your first work appointment, it doesn't stop there. Your journey once again starts. And this is the perfect moment that you have to empower yourselves, future educators. Having the knowledge, confidence, means, or power to do things, to achieve something, or to make decisions for yourself, that is empowerment. Empowering you, future educators, means to empower our country to build the future of tomorrow. Great teaching starts with exploration. To empower students, you should first empower yourselves. Remember, you cannot teach what you don't have. When you experience empowerment in the workplace, this allows for motivation to increase. When you are excited to come to school every day, strive to make a difference, and feel a sense of empowerment, this impacts your students. Now, how will you empower yourselves? Know who you are. You know, how many times I'm baffled by these questions. Who am I? What do I want? When you're planning for your future, it helps if you know more about your own thoughts, values, ideas, and personality. It is the key to fulfillment. When you know yourself, despite your quirks, your flaws, and insecurities, you learn self-love and acceptance. You are empowered to be better and become a more well-rounded person. You'll be more confident. You'll be less stressed. You'll be happier. You'll be more alive. You'll have more self-worth. You'll understand your values, and you'll find your purpose in life. And you'll definitely thrive. And what do I want? I don't want to just be successful in the world. I don't want to be just a teacher. I don't want just to make a mark or have a legacy. The answer to that question for me is I want to fulfill the highest, truest expression of myself as a human being. I want to fulfill the promise that the Creator dreamed when He dreamed the cells that made up me. When I first set foot Crystal in college, I had no idea what course to take. It was the visionary, the former regional director, the founder of Crystal College, the late Attorney Victoriano B. Tirol Jr., who inspired me to become a teacher. He said, "Pag maestra dahil sa," with all his inspiring words and encouragements, why I need to take education. "Kaya baka na ko ni sir, murag di man lalim," I replied. And he uttered this line with conviction, "I can see that you are made for it." How many times I thought of shifting courses. By the end of the day, with the grace of the Lord, I managed to comply the prerequisites. Eventually, I became Sir Will's legacy. True enough, I have discovered more of myself when I was an education student. And up to now, I am still discovering more of what else I can possibly do to impact the lives of the people around me. Knowing who you really are in this space and time that we embody, that's the first key in empowering yourself as you bravely face the new normal educational system. Second, check your vitals. V for values, I for interest, T for temperament, A, around-the-clock activities, L, life mission and goals, and S, strengths and weaknesses. Having a firm foundation of your own set of values helps you discipline and build the character of your diverse learners. It also helps you master the art of being soft and hard in any given situation. Your interests are what you do without being asked, like your hobbies, passions, and causes that you care about. On my case, I find more interest in photography, swimming, drawing, health and wellness, music, and writing. That's why, as a teacher, my work specialization and coordinatorship in the department were most likely aligned to my interest, which in turn made me discover and coach different students whose inclinations are same as mine. T for temperament. Your temperament describes where your energy comes from. Are you introvert, extrovert, or ambivert? Knowing your temperament will help you communicate your needs to others. A, around-the-clock activities. This refers to when you like to do things. In my case, I'm a night owl, and I am more creative at night. If you prefer working out in the morning, make it happen. Aligning your schedule with your internal clock will make you a happier and productive person. L for life mission and goals. Knowing your life mission is about knowing what gives your life meaning. It gives you purpose, a vocation, and something to strive for. And teaching is the perfect example. And S for strengths and weaknesses. Another essential element needed to empower future educators like you is shifting from teaching to learning. As future educators, you have to move beyond the basics. In this current COVID-19 pandemic, for the first time, teachers have experienced something that no one ever learned in college. The pandemic has impacted the educational world tremendously. I had colleagues who left their jobs, filed an early retirement, as they didn't know how to use technology in the teaching profession. They have not adapted to the change in the system. Be a game changer. As future educators, you should immerse yourselves in learning new skills and attend workshops to sharpen your skills. You also need regular upskilling in order to deliver the best learning outcomes for your learners. Try to change your teaching approaches from time to time to ensure efficient teaching. Enroll yourselves in continuous professional studies to develop new learning strategies. Manage your time. Be productive with your 57,600 seconds while you're awake in a day. Another key to empowering yourself is making a vision board, having a blueprint of the possible. What do I want? What do you want? You must have some kind of vision for your life. Even if you don't know the plan, you have to have a direction in which you choose to go. Just like in teaching, you need to have a goal, an objective. I never was the kind of woman who liked to get in a car and just go for a ride. I want to know, where are we going? Do we have a destination? Is there a plan, or we just ride? What I've learned is that it's a great metaphor for life. You want to be in the driver's seat of your life because if you're not, life will drive you. When I was a kid, I had this habit of writing diaries and thoughts of gratitude. I live with it as a coping mechanism too for the past years. When I was 17, I have written on my vision board, graduate from college with flying colors, pass the board exam a year after graduation, enroll myself in continuous professional education, land a stable job, family first policy, give back to the community, learn new skills and things like that. I have written what I want to happen in my life as a teacher and as an individual in a special notebook. I used my imagination and manifested my vision board. Little did I know that what I was doing all along is biblical. It says, write the vision and make it plain so that he who reads it will run to it. And even if it may take a long time, wait for it. For surely it will come to you at an appointed time. You're gonna get it at an appointed time. The trick is God won't tell you when that appointed time is because He wants you to have faith that what you envision is going to happen. And everything I have written in my vision board eventually come true. Love life na lang ang wala gisulat kung single pa hangtod karon. So face your fears. This has become a mantra ever since. But I want to reiterate this to you. Do the things that scares you the most. Because in the end, they are all worth it. Go out from your comfort zones. Face your fears. Then surround yourself with people, colleagues, and workmates who are going to lift you up. You can never please everybody. No matter what you do, people will always have something to say. Not everyone will be happy for you, especially the moment you excel in life and get promoted. So my greatest advice to you future educators is to surround yourself with people who are going to fill your cup until your cup runneth over. People who want the best for you and are supportive of your goals and aspirations in life. In addition, you must find a way to serve with significance. Martin Luther King said, "Not everyone can be famous, but everyone can be great, because greatness is determined by service." Undoubtedly, teaching is one of the most challenging and complicated professions in the world, owing to its intellectual, emotional, and service-providing nature. Teaching may not be a lucrative job, but the services you rendered, that is lasting. Future educators, live a life in such a way that when your aura leaves you, it is one of the brightest ones. Teach your students about a life that truly matters. Teach from the heart, and everything else follows. The next key to empowerment is simple, but so hard to do. Always do the right thing. Be excellent. Let excellence be your brand. The choices that you make, how to do it in every way, in every example, in every experience, to do the right thing and be excellent thing is what has created the brand. And what I know is that when you are excellent, you become unforgettable. People remember you. Your students remember you. You stand out regardless of what it is. You become an unforgettable teacher. So doing the right thing, especially in the field of teaching, even when nobody knows you are doing the right thing, will always bring the right thing to you. Because the third law of motion is always at work. According to Newton, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. And that is true in all of our lives. Paradigm shift. When I was diagnosed with papillary carcinoma, or shall we say thyroid cancer in its first stage in 2018, my perspective in life changed to a whole new degree. My perspective in dealing with teaching shifted. It taught me to communicate, to share the load and avoid burnout. It taught me to listen to my body when it calls for rest. That it is not enough to just work hard. You need to work smart, to do your job efficiently, but not at the expense of your own health. Because in the workplace, we can be easily replaced, but to our family, we are irreplaceable. Even if teaching requires you to wear different hats from A to Z, with all the education programs to be implemented in schools, not only will you teach, but you will be assigned to different coordinatorships. If you get tired, learn to rest. And it's okay not to be okay sometimes. It's okay to live at the moment for a while and not worry. Remember, God will do the night shifts for you. Keep your delicate balancing act in mind. Know what you can and cannot do to match you to a particular task. Ayaw akuhatan ng responsibilidad, especially when someone else can do the job better. Doing so will put you in a lot of trouble, in stress, and eventually in progressive health issues. Don't be too busy doing the wrong assignment that you even forget how to live a life. Sharing the load with colleagues distributes responsibilities in manageable, collaborative doses, and at the same time serves as their training ground too. So, work as a team. A year after recovering from my thyroid surgery, my mother passed away from stage 4 stomach cancer. Life knocked me down big time. Losing a wonder mom who was with you in all of the chapters in life was a depressing situation. You will not get through it. You will just get used to the pain and the emptiness grief accompanies. I'm still grieving over it, but I'm here. I have to keep going. Because no matter how much life knocks you down, always rest in the fact that you can always start again. I gave myself time to mourn while doing my mission as a teacher and thought about what I lost and what I gained. I gave myself time to heal while juggling personal with professional life issues. But then, here's the key. Learn from every circumstance, because every mistake, experience, and encounter are there to teach you and force you to become a better version of yourself as a person and as a teacher. God became my solid foundation on which I rebuilt myself. You might never fail and experience the unlikely circumstances on the scale I did, but some failures and adversities in life are inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not live at all, in which case you failed by default. To you future educators, you have a long, long way to go. Whenever you're faced with obstacles, be reminded that God didn't take you to that place just to break you and leave you. Just trust the process. If He is the one who allowed you to experience the situation, then He will surely sustain you until the end. If He asked you to carry certain responsibilities, then trust that He will surely give you the provision that you need. If He wants you to stay faithful despite the unexpected circumstances, then do it, because it means that He is giving you the chance to receive more of His presence. My circumstances told me things about myself that I couldn't have learned no other way. I discovered that I have strong will and more discipline than I have suspected. I also found out that I have family and friends whose value were truly above the price of rubies. Mrs. Marison and Fuduranan, Mr. Bonifacio A. Gales, who were both a blessing to me for the last 17 years and counting. Lastly, be grateful. Gratitude is a magnet for miracles. Inhale, exhale, and with a smile, say thank you. Say thank you to your parents and guardians who were there for you right from the very start of your journey. Thank your friends for making this journey extra meaningful and fun. Thank your teachers for giving their best shot in molding you and in preparing you for the fight of your dreams. Thank Crystal E. College for giving you quality education for better career opportunities. Above all, thank the source, the one up above, who makes all things possible. So given the time turner, I would have told my 20-year-old self that you are the perfect visual aid for your learners, that your life is your message to the world, that we do not need magic to transform this world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves to make a difference. Celebrate life. Have fun. Take pictures. Create a lot of memories. Live a life that matters. Live a life that cares. I wish you all a very good lives. Thank you.